everyone, my name is Eller Pines. I recently went back to school, and in my process of going to school, I'm taking an English class. And in our English class, our professor wanted us to write a argumentative essay. So she gave us several titles, topics that we could write on and research and do our essay on. And the one that I had chosen was, should texting while driving be treated as drinking and driving? And when I first read the question, I thought to myself, well, yeah, it is a very serious situation, and yes, it should be considered as serious. Maybe not as severe as a punishment, but it should be considered a very serious situation. But as I dug in and started to do my research, I found out that it is very, very serious situation, and it's becoming more and more serious. As I did my research, I found out that 32 people die every day from drinking and driving, and 8 of those are our youth from the ages of 15 to 20 years old. And then as I began to do more research on the texting while driving aspect, there's 20 people die a day from texting while driving, and 12 of those 20 are our youth from the ages of 15 to 20 years old. And it really was heartbreaking because I didn't realize it was that many. And it just really brought a light to the forefront for me. We always have done education on drinking and driving. And we talk to our children about drinking and driving and the consequences of that. And a lot of times, some people don't get those consequences. And I think that's with everything. But it's very hard for us. We can talk to our children about drinking and driving, but we haven't really talked about our children about texting while driving or using their phones while they're driving. And I think that's because they learn by example. So we as parents, leaders, teachers, congressmen, all these people, we need to start to be an example to our youth about the texting while driving, using our phones while driving. I see a lot of people on their phones while driving. We have laws set into place that you're supposed to be accountable for. I guess you get tickets and things like that. But like I said, we're becoming a more lax society because technology is in the forefront. So I was reading this thing that said a 20-year-old that's texting while driving has the reflexes of a 70-year-old elderly. And I was thinking, that's really slow reflexes. I'm not trying to say that some people that are 70 are doesn't have very good reflexes, but you think of a normal 70-year-old, they don't have the reflexes they used to have as a 20-year-old. And then I began to dig in deeper, and I found out that it takes 3 to 5 seconds to read a text and or send a text. And if it takes 3 to 5 seconds to do this, and you're going 55 miles an hour down the highway or a road, you're going to go the length of a football field before you stop texting. And I thought, that is a long ways to not have your eyes and your mind on what you're doing as far as driving a motor vehicle. You're putting yourself, those in your vehicle, those around you, in very much danger. And I see it every single day. I see people with their phones in their hands, and they're not paying attention, and they're doing all these things. So I thought to myself, we need to really make an awareness for this. I have children. I have a grandson. I have nieces, nephews, cousins, aunts, all these people that I love. And I think how much danger that we're putting ourselves in when we're doing it. And all these people that are being put in danger by us doing it, and those around us that are doing it. If we all was to be conscious of this, it's just like just putting on your seatbelt. Clicking your seatbelt every single day. Maybe start to consciously put your phone away. Turn it off. Put it in the glove compartment, put it in your purse, put it in your book bag if you're a young person, put it in the trunk if you have to. We need to start turning these things off, and we need to start learning by example and leading by example to show our youth that we're going to stop this, that we need to, if we can save one teen a day, or one teen in a month, that's one teen that we've saved a life by leading by example. Like I said, you click that seatbelt, turn the phone off. Make that a habit. Make that something that you do consciously, just like putting on your seatbelt. We can save lives. We spend thousands and millions of dollars every year for drinking while driving awareness, from classes to commercials to all these things. We need to start doing that with the same thing with texting and driving and using our phones while we're driving. People need to be held accountable for these things. I'm not saying that you may be the severity of it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to be aware, and it needs to start to be reinforced. There are companies that are putting things in, giving rewards for, driving, great driving or whatever. Car manufacturers have put in hands-free driving to where you can answer your phones, but I still see a lot of people not using those things. So if you're not going to use your hands-free, then, like I said, make it a habit. When you buckle that seatbelt, turn your phone off. Turn it on silent. Put it in your glove compartment. Put it in your purse. Put it in the back seat, in the trunk. Wherever you need to make you and the people around you and the people in your vehicle safer would go a long way. Just a food for thought. Just a food for thought. Like I said, let's save our youth. Let's lead by example.